Hey, what's up everyone? It is GleeCon, and I am here again bringing you an episode of Lore of Warcraft. So I'm in an interesting little spot right now. We're going to be running Razorfen Kraul today. We picked up the only quests for it on previous episodes. Pretty easy run here, with considering the mobs are extremely low level for us. We're level 39. We're fighting level 25 mobs. Even the final boss is going to be level 33, and that's the final mob of the whole thing. So pretty easy. We're waiting on the other. We only have a 4. We're going to 4-man it, but one of the other people in the party is a 45 warlock. So welcome to Lore of Warcraft, where we cover every single thing in the game. Just kind of pre-killing some mobs while we wait for some of the other 2 team members to arrive. So there are 4 quests that we need to do. One of them is picking up, or doing the Blueleaf Tubers. So you get that in Ratchet. There is no prereq for that, but you get it, and you have to bring all of the little materials with you from Ratchet into this dungeon. So there's one certain spot I'll talk about when we do it. The other one you pick it up from you find Lowenbrow's journal at the bottom of the Great Lift in Thousand Needles, and you bring it to the flight path in Feralis, and then they will tell you to go look for a dude, or they'll tell you to go kill the final boss, which is actually the main quest in this zone. Hopefully they picked it up. Anyhow, this is not really a tough group. So, as long as... Now, he's going to aggro because he's level 29. He's going to aggro too many. Okay, so... This guy might get us killed here. We're going to see what happens. He's kind of tough. I mean, like I said, these mobs are not that tough. I'll throw a heal on him if I have to. Okay, I'll bust him up with a heal. And then just keep going after my own, hitting these guys on my own. My mana's getting a little low, so I'm not going to be able to heal him again, but he basically went heavy with he got too close. Crap. I've aggroed a couple more on because of that. Okay, so I need to kind of pull these guys around the side. Okay, so I'm gonna go after this guy. He should hopefully run out of this dungeon to get himself out of it. That would be in his best interest. But we're waiting on the rest of the party to arrive. Hopefully, he takes himself out of the dungeon. I will be able to take this out, or he's got him. I don't know what he's doing. If he's smart, he will run. Now, all that was left was one other, guard dude. I don't know what he's doing. So, he just has to be careful. So basically, I'm telling him to let me pull him if we're going to do this. Because he is, this warrior is only level 29, and then we're waiting on the rest of our crew to arrive here. They are walking over. They had to come from Booty Bay. Me and this guy have just kind of gotten a head start on the dungeon. And I luckily also have the buff from Ratchet when I was fishing. I did get the fishing done I talked about. And we should have time to, as you can see, even two-manning this bad boy, we are totally fine. We could probably honestly probably two-man the whole dang thing. Because we can handle surviving the two. Now we're up to level 28 elites. Still not a big deal. Okay, so he's using tank-style moves. He's a sword and board. He said he was too low level to tank, but he's acting as a de facto tank because of his kind of just play style. I mean, I could add my threat move on if I want to. We don't really have a tank. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on. It lasts for 30 minutes as a buff, just overall to help increase my threat. He resisted my run. Okay, so we're just killing the initial guys here. Let him eat up. But this is going to be a very unique run because we get here, we don't really have... I got desperate. I've been trying to get a group for almost an hour. For as long as this, I just got this buff. It says 2 hours remaining, but if you actually look at it, it's probably closer to 1 hour. It says 1 hour there, and we're actually probably legitimately closer to 1 hour. We're just waiting. These people are almost here, as you can see. They're in Southern Barrens, Southern Gold Road. Fine. And I'm just going to take it easy the way I fight the solos here. Totally fine. He's going to run that way, he's going to run that way. I'm not getting any XP from these, and I don't expect to get any XP really in this dungeon at all. So, it just is what it is. But with all the things going on here, it's... Got a little living on a prayer action. I'm gonna make a joke. I'm gonna say, I didn't know Bon Jovi played well. I mean, that would... I did like the long runs either. I'm guessing they mean I didn't like the long runs. Yeah, they're making their way here. So we're just waiting on them. I hope that they're not, like, offended, but... I mean, the guy that's level 40, whatever, he's not doing anything for us. Okay, so here's where... You gotta let me pull, bro. Yeah, see, he came too close and he aggroed the hunter and the dog. Okay, so I'm going after this guy. Okay. Oh no, we're gonna aggro more. He got the dog, but his life is low. My life is now low. We'll just head out. I'm gonna just bubble myself up. So they basically want to head out and summon, which is fine. Okay. So our warrior friend needs to come out. Yikes. And here we have the other guy right here. So he's kind of probably needing to toggle coming in and out. But we were basically pre-clearing the dungeon. I'll kind of try to talk about some of that was so unorthodox what we were doing that I'm not sure exactly, you know, how much help it can really be. Also, giving advice on how to run Razorfen Kraul at 39 is a little bit different, or with a level 45 Warlock helping us. There we go. Okay, so now we can... Okay. Alright, so he's pretty much there. This is our fourth person, and that way we have a healer up and Adam, and then we're just going to kind of make the run. He says short legs. Guessing he's not realizing we're dealing with dwarves here. Okay, let me buff the people on mana. Okay, we got everybody buffed up, myself included. Let's rock and roll. Ladies and gents. Okay, so we did clear a little bit to the right first, and that is okay. So all we did was this should go much faster now. Because we started to clear already. Wait for them to run in here. They're kind of glitching out a bit. Okay. No shareable. Okay, so yeah, there are the only quests are the remember the killing the final boss. Killing the final boss, and we just pulled the whole squad. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going after more groups. It looks like our life is fine. Yeah, there we go. He's got that one charmed, which is good. I'm one away from getting that other little rebuke or whatever it's called. Love that. I'm on vengeance right now, but I want to wait. Yeah, there we go. Let's say I wanted to wait until it started to run. Okay. Go, got the weakness. So, with this squad, yeah, even its little succubus can't really be taken down. It's pretty great. Okay, there's another one down. Okay. Cool. Not too shabby. Alright. Now this guy is going. This warrior is good. If we get into any trouble, it's going to be because our level 29 warrior is what's that to it? I think that healer can heal himself. I need to keep my XP. You know, I mean my mana for my own damage purposes. Since I'm going to be rocking a big chunk of the DPS, but not all of it, because you know we do have a level 45 warlock here, so he's using kind of combined. I'll wait until we get a little bit closer. heal myself with that. So as you saw, we basically kind of took the main path to the east or whatever, and just stayed with that. Didn't do any of the branchings or anything like that. So I'm going to let them go for a minute while I drink. They're pulling a couple. I'll be in there in just a sec. Let them deal with it. Okay, they have the tank. They're buffing them. Okay. Okay, so I'll come in there now and help out. So there are a few bosses. We're going to go ahead and do a full clear. We're going to do all the bosses, all the quests. There we go. My vengeance is strong right now. That guy's running. Okay. And here we go. We got another... there are actually some decent pieces of gear. I just don't remember what kind of specs they're for. Okay. So I'm going to rebuff myself and everybody else. Okay, so I don't know why he went that way. And I don't know what the... Okay, so I originally asked him if he wanted to tank, and he was like, no, I don't really think I can. But then I think maybe the strength of the group has him feeling a little ballsy. That's all I can really imagine, because he is, you know, running ahead out there. But he is fine with the support of a strong squad and a healer. It doesn't really matter what you do. There is a mini-boss on either side. It doesn't really matter which one you go for first. So he obviously wants to go for this one first. Fine with me. Like I said, it truly doesn't matter. They're basically both little kind of side hubs that lead to a mini-boss at the back. This one is a little bit longer. So I typically do it second, but no, whatever. He got me on a stun before he ran. And he could... Yeah, that could have led to... like a chain... Oop, I didn't have to do that, wasted some mana. Could have led to a chain, like a run and aggro on some more. This guy could too, so I'm going to save my stun. He starts running towards the pen. So we got their pig. He's going already to go start pulling it. He must be in a hurry. Or they were already shooting. That's probably actually more likely. He had probably already aggroed on and was starting to shoot. So might as well go pick him up. I'm going to try to assume the best of my fellow men here. Okay. Alright, so here's the mini-boss. This guy is called... So these spirit boars are like one-shot kill boars. So you can, you know... There you go. Okay, so his little spiked hammer is a main single-hand hammer, so that's not coming for us. A green item, that was not good. He can summon those spirit boars more than once. Yeah, it is what it is. Obviously, we're strong enough that when we get the drop quest at the end, or whatever we discussed, it's not really a drop quest, but when we get that quest at the end, yeah, there's another boss back in here that we do have to kill. Oh, I didn't see this little backstabber right there. Which I must have really just not been paying attention, because he got a renew on himself, but that's okay. I accidentally wallop this guy. Not the best. I can drink up some of my weak mana potions. I'm hoping to actually do that at some point in this dungeon. Why not? But I'm gonna wait at least for it to matter. Okay. As you can see, your mobs are all boars and quill boars, and that's it for this dungeon. Razorfen Downs is a little bit different in terms of what you encounter. Okay, Ridge Cleaver again. We're getting a lot of one-handed weapons, axes. So these, and there's a lot of geomancers with minions. So we've seen a lot of rock elementals, and we also see a lot of wind howlers, so storm elemental type mobs. I'm gonna let myself chill on the combo damage thing for now, because I'm gonna have to rebuff, and I want my mana to come back. Yeah, see, these guys are a little annoying because of that. Go ahead and I'm gonna hit with the seal, but yeah, see, he went too far and he aggroed. Somebody got him on kind of like a stun. Okay, so now it's about to be time to give everybody some more. Somebody got mana burn. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and rebuff everybody. And then I'm gonna stay. Got a boss coming up right here, Death Speaker Jargba. He's our second boss that we can fight in this dungeon. They're actually, it's one we kind of skipped, but I'm gonna save it for the end. Alright, so. Going in, I'm going in for the main guy. I'm going to draw his aggro. Okay, I'm waiting for him to just about be ready to cast it. Get that one in there. I did hit a Vengeance crit on that one. They're doing okay. Okay, and we're just I did get hit by somebody's thing. All right, so Death Speaker Mantle is a cloth. It's a cloth shoulder, so that's nothing for us. So we got 2 greens. We did not get good loot on this dungeon. I mean, on the first 2 bosses. But they're the first 2. They're easier. There's another boss that you can consider it really the first boss. Depends on the direction you place in the dungeon. You gotta be careful because there is a world where we aggro those guys in those tents. But we're okay. So I guess now we're getting into the ones that are level 30, level 31. See where this guy runs, this champion. Such a champion that he's going to flee. That tracks. Okay, we did draw a Death's Head Sage. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what kind of totem he was dropping. They've got him killed. Now I kept my holy one on, 1 because it helps me, but 2 because it's also going to help the healer that I have. They're going to do more damage. Okay. What is this one called? Earthbreaker. I think I read somewhere that there's 14 different types of Quillbore in here. Now, there's some we could go that way. Really, I think we are... I don't think we actually go up this way. So I think I'm going to use this... there is another boss. There we go. Overlord Ramtusk. So there's the 3rd mini-boss right there. So that is why you would come in here. Why you go up on this little kind of plateau. I probably have to drop some of our stuff. I see that I have a watermelon. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and blast him. Victory for Agamagan. So, I mean, I'm not against Agamagan. Yeah. Against that dude. So he's a little bit tougher. This guy's basically kind of off-tanking, I guess, if you think about it. I'm going after the boss's main and holding threat there, and he's holding threat on the 2 dudes. So that's pretty cool. Getting good crits because they're so low level than me. $168.98. Ooh, That's actually a pinch better. I'm gonna need on that. Don't care about that. And what about this piercer? 2-hand 19. No, that's lame. Okay, so the helmet is like a side grade for me. Looks like I did not win the need roll on that one. I won the armor piercer. Whoopity-doo-dah. Yeah, so I did not, which it was only, you know, it's the same armor, the same stats, except for I would be trading spirit for agility, which is better. That I don't care about. So it would have been nice, but it might actually be a better upgrade for the other person. It would have been a real side grade. I don't know what got left right there. Oh, some silver. I just didn't loot. Okay. How we doing? We're doing great. How we doing? We're doing great, guys. What do you mean how we're doing? Crushing it. I mean, we're 4-man in this dungeon, and we're poning it, but I mean, we are. It's a very interesting group where you have someone that's already on the upper bound, like that. This dungeon would be totally easy for, and then someone that is, you know, within the range, but maybe on the lower bounds of the range, but still totally within the range of the dungeon. And then me, who is at least 6 levels too high. And then another guy who is 6 levels past that, so someone that's 12 levels too high. Okay, so... I mean, oh, you know what? I forgot to... Let me buff up on these, everybody. Okay, so I'm gonna need some mana soon, probably. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and drink for a minute and eat some well-fed. And let them fight. Let them roll. Yeah, the succubus is fine. Go ahead and use the succubus. So, yeah, it seems like a maze when you look at the minimap, but it's actually pretty straightforward. It's a pretty good group. Yeah, so they're just killing them. They don't... See, they're handling it easily even without me helping. Now, this is where we go. Okay, so now here's a good squad. Okay, so I might have to pop over and help in the world of other threat. Now that's going to make him aggro a bunch of these guys, but that's okay. Okay. I'll mop up these guys. Okay, cool. So 2 of the 4 we got. We do have the healer doing fine on mana. Yeah, I think it might be I don't know what kind of priest they are, but their mana seems to be pretty dang good, so that makes me think they've got some disc elements, or they are, I mean, this guy's pretty survivable, I'll tell you that. This tank's doing pretty good. Okay. Okay. Alright, so I'm just letting them know that this is the platform where I'm going to do the tuber quest. We have to do it like right here. So we will... That's good. Okay, so I did put this back on. Okay. So, first I need to take this out. And then you use the stick every time. So we could also have probably just about made our way to this part without much problem. There's a couple places we could do it. Okay, so if you just do it right here over and over again, so basically, we will come back. It's kind of good that he wants Rugug because that is a little side boss you can go do. That's the one you could technically come in here and do first. Okay, so this is it. You just need 6, and if you, this is the easiest cheat spot to do it. You're supposed to do it in this tunnel, but if you do like I just did, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay. Alright, so that is, I highly recommend you and anyone in your party doing the Blueleaf Tubers to do it there. It is annoying to try to do it when you're in this tunnel because you're probably going to be on an escort quest at the time. We will be, and that means you're most likely going to have to come back and do it after, or you have people like I almost feel like the little gophers can aggro, so I just recommend doing it right there. It's like a little kind of a glitch because you're technically standing right above the pit at that point in time and on solid ground. Like, I don't think it works if you stand on these bridges. It's a very small little area of effect that you can do. But we're getting nearer. Once you get to that part, you're getting nearer to the end of the dungeon. Making sure, looking up. Oh, 41 minutes. So we're going to do this today. That, like I said, tomorrow, that means we are going to be looking at... We've just pulled a pretty decent-sized pack, but we've been able to handle these packs, so I'm not worried about anything anymore. There's nothing harder than, say, what we're doing right now. The healers, mana's fine. We can all bubble and stuff if needed. Okay. And I'll just switch over to aggro on as I need. So I'll pull some aggro. I mean, I don't have a taunt, and I don't have consecrate, so that will happen soon. I'm going to be working towards consecrate, not that soon, because I think I have... we're going to get our stun on the next level, and then I'm going to give one more point into the Seal of the Crusader. Then I'll start working towards consecrate. Actually, I gotta look at the hit cap thing. I think I also might be giving one more point to my mana overall before I even go down the holy path chain. Because if you look at holy, the first level, well, strength is going to actually be good. It's actually a good. But I want to completely finish my holy path before I switch to the next. Yeah, this little gopher is staying on me. I don't know how they don't last forever, and I do think they can die. So you can't be all willy-nilly with them since you only get 5. Just something to consider if you're doing it. If you start spamming it or recklessly using it. All right, you can kind of see on the map there's this little tunnel. This shows that we are really near the end of the dungeon. That is a cave with some bats. And you go through this little cave. It's a pretty good... There is a... this is... I think there is a... I don't know if it's in this dungeon or another one. Or the other one. Downs? I think it's the Downs. Let me look at my spreadsheet here. Because... if you look at Razorfen... Yeah, going Guano. So this is where you would fight... I just left them to their own devices there, but they seem to be fine. This is where you would fight, if you picked up the Horde quest, going Guano, which I believe you get in Orgrimmar. We'll do this when we get to this dungeon on a Horde character. This is where you'll... These guys drop the Guano, and it's a pretty high drop rate, maybe even 100%. You don't need very much. You might only need one, I can't remember. But for anyone that knows Guano, for me, I will say it comes from watching Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. I love that movie as a young'un. That was probably one of my most favorite movies I ever saw. Now these guys, these bats, they do have a silence. So keep that in mind if you're a caster. They do have a silence. But it shows, it also signifies we're getting near the end. So, there is a little side boss here in this cave, which we're going to beat, and then when we go out, we're basically in the room of the final boss. And then post-boss, what we have to deal with is picking up the quests, and we'll have an escort quest. That will take the goblin near the front, and then we'll go back for the warrior quest for old Teether Typhor. Okay. Oh, he's getting this whatever kind of ore that was. I didn't even see it. I must have died at some point because I don't have ore on there. I missed it, but that's okay. The least we can do for this is... Okay, so the way that this works is these guys are like just weakling little mobs. Okay. So I like to just kill them because I actually think they can shoot you. Now the boss will not come and spawn his way out. I need to give everybody some food. The boss won't come and spawn his way out, I think, unless you go into that cave to trigger it, which I hope they don't do. Because... there we go, we got a crit right before he healed. Okay, so let's reapply buffs. Now I don't have my mana, so here's the perfect time to use one of my mana potions. Oh, they're gonna use it. I used one, that's fine. That's enough. That's enough to set up my initial rotation for Agathalos the Raging. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait. We are in Vengeance right now. I wish I could wait a little bit more. There you go. He's immune to stun, so that was useless. Okay, I'm just gonna keep... I'll keep the aggro on, I don't mind. He kind of off, you know... Yeah, we got a leather pants, we don't need that. So that little Agathalos the Raging is a little side boss. So we will now come up and continue killing bats. Let's keep going into the cave. I'm not even gonna do anything. I'm gonna use this bat killing, because these guys are pretty easy for melee. Again, their most annoying thing is they have kind of an AoE silence right there. I'm not very worried about it. I still have 14 minutes left on the Righteous Fury, and it doesn't seem to be doing much anyway, so I'm not even going to waste the mana. Just keep that going. I'm going to let my mana slowly accrue. They don't run, which is good. Now that person pulled some extra aggro on them, which is what happened there. Yeah, but this is all chill. I mean, this dungeon has been easy. So, you want a strategy to beat Razorfen Kraul easily, 4-man? Tell you what, bring out level 39 and up at level 45. You won't get any XP out of it. But yeah, I'm getting back in the ballpark where I can start using my damage combo again. Still have 34 minutes with my buff. And we're going to turn these quests in too. We're going to turn these 4 quests in. I'm not... we're going to do that on this episode. So that tomorrow, when we play, we're just going to have a Nomergon preview episode. Not preview. We'll do everything that you can possibly do. There's actually enough. It'll wind up being a shorter episode. But we're also pretty ridiculously overpowered for Nomergon. I mean, I guess not ridiculously, because overall, it's a little bit of a tougher zone with tougher mobs, but we're pretty OP for Nomer. Okay. So, yep, again, we're just killing these crawl bats, working our way through. Not a tough setup here. I'm just being conservative because I'm saving my mana. There's no speed, no rush. Okay. There we go, got that one. And I'll probably have to start dipping into my bag to figure out, hey, what can I sell soon? Okay, so there's a couple mobs. There's just more bats in a chest over there. I don't even care. If they want to go for the chest, we'll go clear it out. I do not feel strongly one way or the other. Yeah, I don't know why he runs. Maybe he wants to be near for the heals? Not sure. Oh, I do see an iron deposit right there. We could go for that. We are also sitting on 29 iron right now. Cool. Alright, so here we go. Go ahead and go after the champion. Yeah, no, I was gonna say, they're gonna pull the whole freaking room. Oh well. We have pulled rooms plenty of times so far, and it's been just fine. They're getting a little bit off. Might have to throw a quick bubble on someone. But the priest can too. It's just, you just don't want to get cocky, you know? Yeah, I was gonna say, what we don't want to do is let these guys run. Okay, so... Uh-oh. That's exactly what they're doing. Got him just in time. Perfect. That was kind of almost a lucky crit there. Okay, so we pulled it off. They aggroed somebody else. Alright, time to buff up again. The little succubus got him. Alright, it's gonna be time for me to eat, drink, and be merry some more. Okay. So... right around the corner now, we're entering the final main room that I would consider to be part of the dungeon. Okay. Which is in here. I don't know what they're doing. Oh, they want that. Do they want that chest? Or are they just looting? He's gonna get it, because he won't aggro. He aggroed. Okay, so... you never know. Sometimes you get a chest and it's got good stuff. My durability is going down. I'm at 80% from all this walloping I've been taking. Okay. The greater crawl bat, I guess, difference from a regular crawl bat. But this is actually one of my... I don't know if I would... oh, I actually got XP from that one. I don't know that I would call this... he's just going. He's just getting it. Oh, he's He's unlocking it. I see. Alright, so I'm not worried. They can go. So as we go into this last big room here, this is the room of the boss. Okay, and this is where the final boss is. Right here. I'll let him go for it. I've got plenty. My inventory is getting kind of full.
Troublesome whelps. I'm too soon to interfere.
Okay, so this is Charlga Razorflank. She's the person you need for the boss. She is immune to my stun.
Outsiders will pay for encroaching on our land.
Okay, no worries. I'm just gonna keep the threat coming. I can't interrupt her because she's immune to stun. There you go, my vengeance is activated. As you can see, she's pretty good. They're keeping me bubbled too, so pretty easy peasy. I'm keeping the threat from above. The next closest, which is actually the priest. Okay, perfect. So Agamemnon's clutch is a 14-point ring. What is it? Stamina and spirit. Someone's gonna need it. I'm just gonna greet it. It would be rude. It's rude of me to need that thing. All right. So that is the dungeon. That's the first part. Okay. So both quests are down here. I'm gonna go ahead and fight these guys, and that's all good with me. So down here is an escort quest. Yeah, they were gonna heal themselves. So this is a different type. We haven't fought this priest type. That's cool. A Vicar's Robe. Okay, we do want to kind of clear this room out a little bit. That's a leatherworking. I don't need that. Especially, I can't even send it. Our leatherworker is Leak and Soul. And she is, she's Horde, so we can't even... I don't know, I feel like I'm looting, like, everything. What did the loot get changed to free-for-all or something? I'm the loot. I'm the master. I'm the master! No, it's just, that was just how it went. I was just luckily, the ones I was getting killing blows on cycled in to be the ones I should fight. Okay, so there is a guy right there, Mortality Wanes. There's the dead guy. And then get that first, and then that will open up the drop quest part. Okay, so again, I'm gonna... Okay, fine. I'm gonna open this up. Go after killing him fast. Okay. Got him. Okay, now my mana's low, so now I have to be conservative till it recharges, and that's the kind of the dance if I don't want to slow the team down. Okay. Dead guy first.
I have not long to live.
Okay, I'll let him read it to us.
Weak. The brave dwarf Lonebrow has been sent to warn Falfendel. But before I die, my wife, Trishala, her pendant of bonding to me, stolen by one of the foul aggressors. Find it, please, and return it to Trishala in Darnassus, along with word of my lonely death.
At last, help has arrived. You have no clue how long I've been held prisoner here. I can't remember the last time I saw the outside of this place. You see, I am an entrepreneur, always out for a copper, as they say. I caught wind that Mebok Miserix was paying well for Redleaf Tuber from this here pig pen. I figured it would be an easy in, easy out kind of affair. as you can see, I was a bit wrong. Anyway, if you'd be so kind as to help me get out of here, I'll make it worth your while.
Alright, so we kind of looked at two things there, and I'm not gonna, like, get too far into them. We can discuss. We'll have time as we're traveling around. But basically, you have the one guy who we're gonna need to, we're gonna get a drop rate from the Quillboar. Maybe when we go back and we get the, whatchamacallit, dude. Might get it. There's two paths you can go down. You can go to the left or to the right. It's kind of up to us. Silver vein. Now this is where our bag's gonna really fill up. So we'll toss this watermelon right now, because now we're gonna start filling up with boar parts, and there's not a lot we can do about that. Like I can get rid of the severed back claw and stuff like that, but we're gonna fill up with all these stupid boar parts. Man, didn't hit him with the right one. Okay, so he's walking over there. You just gotta make sure you don't leave him. Okay, so he has decided to go this way. I thought you could pick, but I guess he decides. But he can go either way. I don't want that silver in my bag. We don't really need it anymore. We have a stockpile, and it goes with a couple things. So as you go through this tunnel, this is where you could do the Blueleaf Tuber quest. This is also where you escort him, and it's just boars. There are some packs of boars that kind of come through at various parts, and there are these they're called Agamagar, but there are these weird like, see, they're painted with like these runes, so they are special boars. There's Blueleaf Tuber in this trench. It's like gold, waiting to be mined, I tell you. And he also said in the beginning, up there is where Child the Razorflank resides. Blasted old Krone. So, the healer, unfortunately, he screwed up, and he did not accept the escort. Closed his screen. So those are the only two quests at the end. Those are for everybody can pick them up. I bet you just didn't want that. They're out of bag space. Like myself. Okay, we have one bag space left. So I don't want to toss anything that is probably renewable, you know? Which is like almost everything. And just make sure Willix lives. But he's not going to get aggro above us, so the only way he would be is if you let him kind of lead the way. There he is. Somebody marked him. That's pretty good. Also, this is not like, there could be danger around every corner here. I mean, there pretty much is. There literally is. But this is what we do. We basically walk out. So you could be done after this if you want to do the warrior quest, or if you want Mortality Wanes to drop. Another option would be to just kill the, or reset the dungeon, or just, go outside, reset the dungeon, come back in. But we're going to help Homeboy with his warrior thing. Again, I'm pretty positive we could two-man it. Let me buff everybody. This is a Raging Agamagar. Yeah, so there's a couple different types. There are, I think, a few different types of boars. And as you saw some things called, these slimes, they're called Blood of Agamagar. At the very, very end, when you're almost out, a pack of boars will also run. So you'll have to, don't get caught off guard, you will have to fight a pack of boars. That's a Rotting Agamagar. So that's different, different runes on them. These raging ones get big and attack. He's fine. He's not even taking a hit, so the tank is pre-getting all this threat on him. Yeah, it's all going good. But yeah, so that's it. And he escort him to the entrance of the dungeon, and you're done. I don't see how these foul animals live in this place. Sheesh, it smells. Uh-oh. Oh, bro. So this is... this is how you, especially for this guy, he's like painfully slow. It's definitely painfully slow when you can't even participate in the dungeon. I guess let's get rid of this single spine batwing because we're not gonna get more of them. Yeah, everybody can't. I mean, the boar intestines are stupid too, but where's this dude? There he is. This guy has like a pirate hat on. This warlock. Alright, so here's the Blood of Agamagan. Level 27 elites. I guess these are stronger. No, they're not. We fought a couple 31s in there. Raging versus Rotting. That's just an Agamar. So this one's not Raging, it's not Rotting. And my guess is it's the weakest of the kind. Yeah, I do hate this.
I can't carry anymore.
Throwing away the decomposing boot. And I'm throwing away the slimy ichor.
Time is money.
Okay, yeah, I want to keep one slot open. And everyone's loot, as you can see, everyone's loot is gone. Because they're all... there's just so many different... Well, I'm cursed. There's so many different kinds of loot. That's what makes it like unique stacks. Now that we switched mob types, he accidentally feared them, which is whatever. It's not the end of the world. Okay. Down to about a minute, probably. Recap these, so. Yeah, nobody's leveled up from this dungeon pretty easy. I'm glad we got to do it. It was looking touch and go there, but you know what? Me and the tank, the 29, we could almost two-man this dungeon. Honestly, it would be slow. I think this is slow. It would really be slow. But I like it. I don't mind this one. There's a pretty decent amount of mobs. There's nothing really you have to worry about. There's only a couple healers to deal with towards the end. Where's our little guy? There he is. Okay. Just wanted to make sure he was still following us. And he is. Okay, it's time for me to buff everybody again. Another 5 minutes has passed, and that's how we live our life. In 5-minute increments.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, buddy? Alright. So, I think I see a way for us to get out of this big twisted mess of bramble. And he's talking about going up the vine here. Oh, we got another stack of boar intestines. I'm throwing out these brocade pants. Gray cloth pants. Tossing it. Okay, so almost done, except he will, like I said, there will be a pack of boars. Okay, so basically he's like, I still need... Says, I still need the whatchamacallit, the, his warrior quest. But we need to kill more boars anyway, because the quill boar are how you get the neck drop for Mortality Wanes. And here's where we get one more pack of boars that are going to blast their way through right coming up here. We are cursed right now with reduced intellect. Mifiu Doma. Finally! I'll be glad to get out of this place. No! These raging Agamagarns. Okay. So, yep. There we go. What does he say? And now we can actually turn it in.
Thanks again, friend. I told you I'd make it worth
So
your
a
while.
6 agility, a 6 intellect, or a 6... None of them are better than what we have.
Be good.
So we'll just turn one in. Okay, that we have another open spot now.
Inventory is full.
Inventory full. Okay, I'm gonna drop this cloth belt.
I can't carry
Wow.
anymore.
And I'll drop this cloth shirt. Okay. Alright, so now we're back in business. Go this way now. I'm gonna drop the severed bat claw too. Okay, so what we want is these guys. They all have a chance for the pendant to drop. I think we can all get it if it drops. And it shouldn't really take more than a few, but we would need to do this either way, so. Okay. On this guy. Quill guard here. I didn't see anybody looting, but maybe just nobody looted yet. Okay. Yeah, so nobody got it off of that pack. There we go. I got it. So now they'll be able to... They should be able to loot that. Yep, so everybody should make sure that they loot it. It is a shared loot drop. And then up here is also the warrior. Okay. I'm gonna drop the boar ribs. They're like nothing to me. But that's it. We've completed. Now we've completed all of the quests. We have our tubers. 137.44. Yeah. Let's drop these single boar intestines. Okay, so this other boss is pretty. I think he's like right around here. He's pretty early on. He's one of the. He's actually like the first one you can get to if you want to go in order. Hulking Spalders, another greed for me. Don't need that. Okay. So if you follow this little path, this little vine, you get to the other little area. And that's it. He's kind of tucked away right inside here somewhere. I don't remember what he is exactly. This will be it. So at least they're all kind of getting XP, I would hope, for this. That's not good. But yeah, this was pretty good. I'm actually surprised at how smooth this dungeon went. This is just a pretty freaking easy dungeon, being honest. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm underestimating the dungeon, and people are like, no, that dungeon sucks, and you're just way too high level. Could be it, too. I certainly wouldn't say that's impossible. I don't know what that little succubus just said. Now, when we go turn in quests, we already turned in one of them. And then the others, if you look at them, we will need to go back to turning the Krone of the Kraul to her. And we will need to turn in probably to Ratchet. Blueleaf Tubers. Agreed on that lockbox. I don't remember where we turn in. Willix the Importer's turned in. So... Oh, Valinar. Oh, I was gonna say, who can dispel? Not me. Where's the other guy at? I'm trying to see where they're at. There they are. Is it? So yeah, this is Rugug right here. He's a little... Basically just a Geomancer guy, level 28 elite. He's not hard. Okay, so that means I do think one of our quests is going to make us go back to Darnassus. Let's look at the... Oops, let's look at the map. Yeah, it's over there. So we do have that one to turn in. So we have 3 of the... There are 4 total quests. We turned in 1, which was the little dude. Now we've got a... We've got... I say we... Excellent. Okay. That was it. I don't know why we're killing this extra, but okay. That should be all of it. Okay. So, we can get out of here now. I'm ready to bounce. Okay, let's rock and roll. Okay, so now I'm gonna go. My plan is, I think we run down 1,000 Needles. I'm gonna run down to 1,000 Needles, and then we'll fly back up to Ratchet to turn in the other one, and then we'll fly to Valinar. I mean, to Darnassus. It says Valinar, but that must be the name of the person. Alright, so, I mean, I don't mind staying in a party with these guys, but that means, that gives us some time to look at some stuff. We can at least prep, plan, we can look at what's going to happen on the next episode. Hopefully they just run. Just run, don't fight. Lovely. Alright, we did use the Spirit of Zandalar to help make that nice. Thank you, Spirit of Zandalar. The movement speed was great. And the 15% to all stats was very useful. Just make sure they can get out without trouble here. Okay, he's shielded. So the only one that everybody was able to do is Mortality Wanes, so this is the one that we need to drop down for. I don't trust falling with bubbles. Yeah, we're gonna go down this one, because that one... It's always a little, like, dicey when you're coming on this thing, because it's up if you're Alliance, because it's a horde piece of thing. Alright, so... when we look at Questy here, we have one turned in, and then we haven't actually, we are done with Thousand Needles too. So Glee Contessa's journey with us is getting close to an end. All we have to do is Nomer. I'll keep an eye out for iron on the way, but... Alright, so... Garford picked up the quest that we need. There's iron, I actually want that. Let's... Okay, I think I should be okay. Oh, I'm gonna need to toss something. Just in time, I tossed it exactly when there was enough room for the heavy stone. There's another iron, too, that guy's getting. Okay, so we're all... Look at us. Iron, iron, iron. I'll let him go for it. So we do have some stuff to do. We won't do it on this next episode. We will have time to kind of breathe a little bit more. See, I did press record, thank goodness. Yeah, we're only just over an hour. This feels like we've spent so much time on this episode, but we really haven't. Pretty good. So the rest of the time will be the travel time, the flying from this guy to Ratchet, and then even more so flying from Ratchet all the way up to Darnassus. That's gonna... And I don't think there's a quicker way to do it, because we could go from Ratchet over to Booty Bay and then fly up to Wetlands and then take another boat over, but I don't really think that saves us a lot of time. What's this? Copper. So no point there. Or alternatively, you could say, okay, well, yeah, I don't think... The only other thing we could have done was walked to Ratchet, then flown there and flown back here or something like that, but walking to Ratchet takes so long. I don't think that's better. So what we're going to do first is... When we are on the first flight path, we'll go ahead and clean up the spreadsheet real quick. Not a lot going on. I can update you on real life. We can do some housekeeping about what's coming up on the next couple episodes. Specifically, at least on the next one for Nomergon, because we can't project out too far. I can tell you what will happen literally on the next 2 episodes. That's about it. That's all I can give you. And Alliance just has to spend so much more time. Like Horde, we can pick up all of the... We're going to pick up, in the process of doing Thousand Needles, we'll pick up all of the Nomergon quests, so that when we run Nomer, and Razorfen Kraul, really, same kind of deal. Razorfen Kraul only has the 2. Now there's the Blueleaf Tuber, and then they have the Going Guano, and then there is another one. What's theirs? A Vengeful Fate. So you do pick that up in Thunder Bluff. So we will have to make a run, but we'll do some leveling up. We'll get all of those quests. Bye-bye, Spirit of Zandalar. It's been nice. Okay, cool. Krone the Kraul, the best one, is being completed now.
Greetings.
So long as Chalga Razorflank is mustering a force in Razorfen Kraul, these lands are in great
The
danger.
Krone has been laid to rest. This is fantastic news, adventurer. In these times of peril, it is refreshing to see one as brave as yourself. With Razorflank's minions taken care of, our studies in the area can continue. Perhaps now we can gain further knowledge of exactly what happened to corrupt the resting place of Agamagan. However, I fear the answer to that question lies in treachery as well.
Yeah, so I like this. Basically, we would lose 1 stamina and gain 117 armor. So I will definitely take that.
Inventory is full.
Gonna have to... I don't think there's a vendor here too. We're gonna have to sell... We're gonna have to drop 1 thing. Guess I'll drop this 1 large boar tusk.
What brings...
Okay, but this is good.
Has been laid to rest.
I don't need you to say this, buddy. So I definitely think that's a good trade-off. Sure, it won't help us with magic, but it will. In almost all the other incidences, that's a huge increase.
Where would you like
Alright,
to
so
fly
now it's time to fly to Ratchet. Not the longest flight. It's not crazy long. But if you look at our overall armor, we just gained 200 and something armor, so that's basically 1/7, 14% to our armor. So 14% of the damage reduction that we just gained right there, which that's basically like a little bit more than 3% overall damage reduction. So we're going to take, from physical attacks, 3% less damage now. Pretty solid. And whereas 1 stamina would give us, we have, it says it's rounding, we have 1,000, we have 1,500 life. Can I find my exact life? I think there's like a mod you can do that will give that, because this is an estimate of my life, it's not the exact. I wish I could see. But, alright, so I'm at 1,500 life, give or take. Even if the math would actually work out, is better for the stamina if I was at 1,500 total, which 10 life is what you get from 1 stamina. Pretty certain that's the equation on that one. 1 stam is 10 life. Pretty sure. I mean, we could tell. Not really. We'll really build though. So, 10 life compared to 1,500 is 1/150th. So it's less than 1%. It's like 0.75 of a percent. So let's pretend we live in a world where half the damage we take is magical. It's not. It definitely skews in terms of physical. So then you could cut the bonus of that of the thing in half, and we're still looking at a 1.5%. So either way, that 1 stam is less than half as good as the 117 points of armor. From the flip side, it just goes to show you how little freaking armor points matter overall. Like, sure, in aggregate they matter when you add them all up, but like if something is a couple armor points higher, even if it costs you 1 stat point, it's not worth it. As we just showed, it takes... So, flip that around, the armor point there compared to the stamina, you could make an argument, 117 stamina, we said less than half. So you could make an argument that it would take an upgrade of at least around 50 armor points to offset 1 stam point. Now, how do you compare that armor compared to other stats? It depends on what the stat is, what you value. I do believe... like strength. No, that's just its attack power. Agility increases your armor. So, how much is agility increasing our armor? I don't know. Let's see, this is 3 agility. If I take the agility off, I don't even have the room to. Oh well. We are at 225, so also, you know what? We'll do this on the next episode too. When we're setting up for Nomergon, we will also go do our level 225 bandage quest, which I actually haven't even done solo. The triage quest. Don't remember where you do it. I'll have to look that one up online. We have time. We'll do it on the flight to Darnassus. We can, since we're going to be talking about what's next. The good thing about Blueleaf Tubers is we'll get to clear these 3 inventory slots out of our bag. Next time, too, while we're prepping for Nomer, since we're going to be in Ironforge, we will do the repair and everything. Actually, I don't know. I mean, I will do it. I'm going to do an episode 2. I don't know. Yeah, I think so.
Time is money, friend.
Do you have the tubers, Gleek and Tessa?
Great, you got them. I can sell these to my contacts for a bundle. Thanks for the delivery, adventurer. You are a great partner.
I'm not doing anything with that container of gems. We will do that on the next episode because it's going to open up a chunk of gems into our bag. I'd rather do that when we are going to take the time to, you know, dink around inside of... Look at this guy, a level 42 mage. Flagged for PvP. Flagged for PvP. Alright, so now we got to go to Ruthurin Village. This is for our last quest. To turn in Mortality Wanes. I did do the fishing off camera like I promised, so that's all good and done while I was looking for the group. So, we will take Mortality Wanes here, and then I'm going to Hearth to Stormwind, and that's where we'll log. We did not gain a lot of XP on this old dungeon. I should have looked to start. We did gain, from turning in that quest, 3,000, but we gained 200 for the other one. If you scroll back up, we gained 600 for the other one. So, that's 800. Yeah, so we gained a little bit, maybe 5k experience with Mortality Wanes turned in. Maybe a inch more, but probably not. And then altogether, there were almost no mobs that were with XP. Towards the very, very end, we killed a couple. So for the entire mob killing, so we did this entire process for about 5k XP, a slight upgrade. I mean, a decent belt upgrade, which adds another blue onto our arsenal. I do like that. None of these other things were upgrades. Sure, we're going to gain some gold for all of this process. That's unarguable. Alright, and as we fly there, let's look up the profession quest for first aid. Now, I already know it's called triage, but it's called Alliance Trauma. So if you look at where we can get this from... Oh, you know what? While we're here, we should pick up Clockmort's Essentials. So let's look at that quest. You know, while we're here, let's look up... I was actually looking up soloing Razorfen Kraul because that's how hard it was for me to get a dungeon out of the whole thing. So Clockmort's Essentials is actually one we're going to pick up right now. It's going to set us up for... oh, if you notice, I'm not freezing and crashing. I went out and installed an ad blocker just to stop this because it's so crazy. I had to do it. It was just getting too much. But let's go ahead first of all and look at what we're doing. So Razorfen Kraul. While we were in the dungeon, we picked up Mortality Wanes, and we picked up Willix the Importer. And boom. Now, Willix the Importer, as we picked it up, okay, boom, boom, we then immediately turned that one in. Okay. Now, when we got out, we walked down and we turned in the Krone of the Kraul. Oops. Okay. And that was not that. We did a turn in on Krone of the Kraul. This is actually not normally how I do it. I'll normally extend those down. And then we did Blueleaf Tubers. Turn that into Ratchet. Cool. And finally, we're going to be turning in Mortality Wanes here at the end in Darnassus. So that is our whole process for Razorfen Kraul. And now we're going to be doing the Nomergon. Now, I'm considering this a... Really should be considered... I'm actually going to change this coloring. It's technically a neutral dungeon like every other dang thing. It's neutral. But we're going to go ahead and start this process. Let me add 3 columns. Bring it out. And you know what? Reverse that. Let's pick up these. I think I accidentally did cut. Okay. Except we're doing Nomergon. And we are going to pick up a quest, but not Krone of the Kraul. So we actually have Cast Pipe's task picked up already. So if you go back and look at where we did Nomergon, Cast Pipe's task is right here. You pick that up in Stone Talon. We already picked it up while we were running around doing Stone Talon. That's how long ago we've been sitting on that quest. Okay, just chilling with it. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to pick up Clockwork's Essentials in Darnassus. We're picking that up on today's episode. That's probably about the only one we're going to pick up. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put an extension because there are some... It might not go that long, but there are definitely some things to do. So that's probably it. That's all we're going to pick up today, but we'll get it so that we don't have to come back. And if you look at our spreadsheet, we have Ironforge, Dumorag. So there are definitely things we need to do. A lot that happen within the dungeon, the Grand Betrayal. That's one that we'll pick up from Ironforge. Most of them we're going to pick up in Ironforge. So on the next episode tomorrow, we will be going to... Well, we're going to start in Stormwind. We'll get that quest. We will go to Ironforge and pick up and drop off some other quests and complete some. Some of them we're going to do specifically the no gain. Then, yeah, so there's actually a quest, I think. Like some of this we can do on our own. We can do data rescue. We don't need it. We can get the first piece of what's it called? Data rescue. We can do the first piece of data rescue. We can do save TechBot's brain. Now, a lot of people, I'm not really that worried about doing those, but we absolutely want to do the no gain one, which I think that's the first one, and so that we can be on the only cure is more green glow. We 100% want that. You need to be on top of your game and pre-do that quest. As we've done, this is a dungeon we've done online. Hopefully I show that I am more equipped than I've ever been to do it. Now, as far as mob strength goes, the final boss is level 34. So the final boss will be green for us. We'll get some green mobs because green mobs are 7 levels below us. So anybody that's level 32 or beyond. We can actually look up what some of those mobs look like right now. But yeah, we'll pick up a lot of these. It'll be fun. Obviously, what's going to really hurt us is find mess easy. What's going to really hurt us is the grime encrusted ring. That kills us. That is not a 100% guaranteed drop. Let's look up Nomergon. Nomergon, we'll just look at the mobs and we'll see what kind of mobs are in there. The map is essential to have. I almost don't need it anymore at this point. Okay, they give you some cool... What? A Mechano Strider. Is this classic? You can get a mount from this guy? Oh, it's Season of Discovery only. Stupid. Alright, I'm not worried about that. What I want to know is the NPCs. So, we don't want... So, Crowd Pummeler. Yeah, let's look at the mob level. Okay, so the final boss... We're here. It says that there's some 42s, but that's not real. Those are... Yeah, those things are... That must be Season of Discovery. Now, the Dark Iron Ambassador, he's a rare elite. It says 33 to 41. He must be 33. Arcane Nullifiers, yeah, so there's a range. They're really 32. Because they're showing Era versus Season of Discovery. So, level 32. So, as we get to the end, we'll get a couple. Alright, that's a donation of silk. I don't think we're on that path. No, because we haven't... So, on the way, we're going to pick up Clockwork's Essentials, which is, I believe, just a breadcrumb, taking us into Ironforge anyway. And we're going to turn in Mortality Wanes. I'm not caring about that. And then we're just going to hearth. That's it. So we're just about to wrap on this episode. I think compared to yesterday's mega 2-hour 45er, today coming in at just over an hour and a half is that's light work. That's nothing. So over here you have just a pinch of guys. There's a weapon master. I'll talk to this person, but I think we have all weapons we can get.
Hello. The grace with which I fight is not something I can teach you, but I can teach you the use of various weapons.
This person?
A gnome friend, Clockmort Spannerspan, sent word to me from Ironforge. He tells me he needs help on a dangerous but essential mission into Gnome Regan, the once great gnome city, now contaminated and filled with mad gnomes and their devices. I must stay here, but my heart aches to help my friend. If you can go in my stead, then I would be much indebted to you. You may find Clockmort in Tinkertown, in Ironforge.
Alright, so yeah, just a breadcrumb, just in case you happen to be in Darnassus and questing in that neck of the woods, which is very possible if you say we're a night elf. Here is a reason to go do Nomergon, one of the main, most important from all kinds of perspectives, definitely from a story perspective, one of the most important lore-related dungeons for Alliance in the game. For Horde, not so much, but it's such a big dungeon, they throw it in there. Alright, so now we also need to go in here. I think it's above. We have to go to the top, so we gotta find a bridge over. Bridge should come out of this building. Let's find some stairs. Axe Merchant. Yeah, and we're gonna do. Oh, I wanted to look up the. Oh, we have to find that quest. Where's it at? It's probably in Stormwind. Oh, I see Alliance Trauma. I saw one in Ironforge. Marlin's request, donation of silk, muzzles. We can all look this up next time, I guess. Alright, so it's actually picked up in Ironforge, which is fine. We're going there anyway. So that will be another thing that we do on the episode tomorrow. Then I'll probably take the following day after that off, and then Wednesday I'll put a little shorty, because I do have some slam days coming up.
No, 'tis not fair. Oh, cruel and intolerable world.
-3 spirit?
I must now carry this burden of grief and not let Heralath's work die with him. You were brave to journey from such a dangerous place, adventurer. But please leave me now. In solitude I shall mourn.
Well, sorry. I'm sorry that happened. I don't want your mourning shawl. I don't need to lose spirit over the whole thing. Alright, so that's it. We did it. We have another episode in the pipe, 5x5. Another dungeon in the pipe, 5x5. One step closer to having done every single thing that we have already done before. And be all wrapped up to be entering new territory. We're going to do Nomer. That'll be what we consider our life with over the next few days. And then we're going to repeat this entire experience on the Horde in some way, shape, or form. And then we're really going to be cooking with oil as we start stuff that we haven't hardly done that much on the show at all. Thank you so much for watching, for tuning in. See you next time on Lore of Warcraft.